In this video, we're going to talk about an observational study. Observational studies are very different than controlled experiments, and the main reason why is because there is no control group. And not only that, participants self-select which group they want to be in. Basically, as far as the researchers are concerned, there is a lack of control. A good example of this would be something like masks versus no masks. When we're talking about the spread, I can't even write masks. When we talk about the spread of COVID-19, right? Okay, now, I'm not going to try and convince you to wear a mask or to not wear a mask. That's not my goal here. But what I'm trying to tell you is that whatever is decided between what's better to do, participants are choosing to wear a mask or not wear a mask. No one is coming up to you and saying, every time that you leave your house, you have to have a mask on. Or, every time you leave your house, you cannot wear a mask. So there is a choice that is happening where you are self-selecting. Now, the reason why that's a problem is because as you are self-selecting, you are also exhibiting other amounts of free will. So, for example, how are you going to create the same set of circumstances? So what I mean by that is, are we going to make you all go to the same Targets, right? Target stores, or to the same restaurants, or the house that you live in are under the same types of exposures. So that lack of control means that it is an observational study. So what's happening is basically you go about your life however you choose to, and then somebody asks you a survey and asks you to respond to tell them what's happened. So for example, in this situation, you would either choose to wear a mask or not wear a mask. That is your choice. And then after you do that for, let's say, 2 weeks, the survey is then going to ask things like, how many places did you go? How many times did you go out to eat? How many times did you go to the grocery store? How many people did you come in contact with on a certain day? Did you go in any social gatherings? Okay. And based on those responses, they may be able to somehow conclude, and then, of course, probably testing, right? We'd probably want to test at the end of this for COVID-19 exposure. So we'd actually have you test. And then based on that, we would try and decide, did the mask help or hurt? Well, as you can imagine, there's a lot of factors going on here. And those factors are called confounding factors. Confounding factors cause doubt as to what's going to help. Now, that being said, I'm not saying to wear a mask or don't wear a mask. I'm just saying that this is an observational study where we would have other reasons which may make why someone who wears a mask is less exposed or someone who does not wear a mask is more exposed versus just the mask itself. Okay, so again, I'm not making judgments as to whether you choose, but what I'm hoping you're noticing is that conclusions here are hard to come by because of the other things that we cannot control as the researcher. We're basically going on survey responses to try and make some sort of conclusions. What that means then is that we can't say that there's causality here, but what we could say is maybe we are noticing trends. So we might notice that maybe those who wear masks seem to have lower exposure rates to COVID-19. Or those who don't wear masks, maybe it's the same, right? So I don't know what research, I don't have the research in front of me, but I'm just saying that we can maybe see trends in the data which would lead us to some sort of, I wouldn't say conclusion, but maybe have us look at further study where maybe we could do a control group. Okay, all right. So observational studies, how you recognize those, no control group, self-select which group they're in, and you're basically just taking survey responses. Good luck.